Well, that's different. I ain't saying it. Now, this is something that is near and dear to my heart. And this is something that is dear to your heart too. Oh, yeah. So you're the guy I talk to about all this stuff. So I always had the problem that I didn't want to.
My name's Chris, and I'm from Simple Life of Chris and Tab. And we have a YouTube channel. And I'm just going to talk about cast iron in general, the basics, taking care of it, like after you cook with it, and then kind of like the history of the different styles, and how to restore it yourself, how to build your own electrolysis plant, or what you do with that. I'll tell you how simple it is. On your tank, just in case the pressure never builds up too much, so that water is on your drain instead of pouring the tank down. You need to remember that. But other than that, it's a very simple system. I would say, it sure is windy. We were very, maybe the most common.
It might not work as well when you're pulling the feathers off, and then I'll show you some ways, when you're putting it in there. You can't just put it in there, you have to squeeze the chain out, because you need to get down into the feathers so that it gets around the skin so that the feathers come out, okay? This is just a process that's been going on forever. There's lots of ways to dispatch a chicken. I mean, a lot of people like the cones, put them upside down, put the cone. You can do that, you can flip your neck. People, the grandma used to break the neck like that, and I heard about that. Yesterday, Jody skinned the chicken, she put it on a board, and then she normally uses a big ring, like a wood ring. So for me, I tried all these different ways, and for me, I'm the one that's going to be butchering the chicken, and I try to do things that's easiest. So I like the broom handle. One of the Amish girls years ago, she's like, well, why are you chopping the head off? Because I never would like to do that. And you always have to have a sharp axe, and sometimes it's not sharp, and then you don't get it the first time, and it's not good. So she showed me the broom handle thing, and this is not a broom handle, but this will work. So if you have a little board or whatever, it's amazing. The only thing I wouldn't recommend doing this way of dispatching is if you have an old rooster, because they have a very tough neck. But other than that, this is very, very simple. Every time I do this, everyone's like, you did it? It's done? Because it's going to take me like 2 seconds to dispatch a chicken, and then it'll be in the bucket. So what I'm doing here.
I once was lost, but now found, was blind.
The big thing I find out about cast iron and people's problems, it's sticky, everything is, and that's because they're cooking the same way that they do with their normal skillet, and you don't cook that way with cast iron. I mean, the way that I found works the best is low and slow. Like, I never go above number 3 on my dial. Like, I can boil water or fry bacon on number 3. Like, that's medium to medium low. And people are used to cooking on like medium high, and then they're like freaking out because the eggs are sticking or whatever.
heating in New Orleans because it just yeah.
A set of them that are in series, a set of them here that are in series, a set that are here that are in series, and they are all wired together in parallel. Okay, so that increases my voltage and my amps. If I wired them all in series, I would have a ginormous amount of voltage that my system wouldn't be able to handle. If I wired them all in parallel, I have no voltage almost, and a significant amount of amperage that my system wouldn't be able to handle. So it's up to the system that you're going to build, what your needs are, is how you're going to wire up your system. Does that make sense? Okay. You have a 12 volt solar panel, okay, and you have 4 of those, okay, 48 volts is what it's going to be, but 5 amps. This is 5 amps. Now you wire that in parallel, you're multiplying the amps, not the volts. I hope that makes sense. I probably just messed all that up. Okay, it's good. It's fine. Yes, sir.
Along with this, a lot of this used equipment I bought, I got several different types of batteries.
Yeah.
When you put all your batteries together, should they all be the same battery?
Yes. So his question is, he's got several different types of batteries, right? You really want all your batteries to be the same. And it's the same with the panels. If you put in a panel that's a 200 watt panel in with a whole bunch of 300 watt panels, your system is probably going to go down to what that 200 watt panel is. Okay, it's going to revert back to what the least common denominator is, and that's what that is. Same with your batteries. If you put a very aged battery in with a bunch of new batteries, or even semi-aged battery in with a bunch of new batteries, you're going to bring down the efficiency of your entire bank. Does that make sense? Okay. So keep everything equal. Yes? So if you want to go ahead and spend some extra dollars and gain some of the more higher quality ones, do that. But they do work. You put them in the fire, they catch fire in the area, they will explode, and they will put out a fire retardant as far as they possibly can and put out any fires and keep things from reigniting. They're fantastic. If your batteries catch fire, it's probably not going to do a lot for those, but it will keep a lot of other things from catching fire, which will help. Okay, at least you can get things under control. So I have a number of these things. They even come with mountable brackets. When you buy these things, you can put these up in your attic. A lot of people do that because where does fire go? It goes up, right? So if you put these and something happens, you put them up in your attic and you bolt them into your rafters or however you got your stick building built. If fire comes into contact with it, it will greatly aid in putting that fire out.
But now I see God's grace that taught my heart to.
You kind of have to be disciplined with cast iron to clean it when you're done. You can't just leave it sit in the sink or, I'll get it tomorrow. So that's one of the things about it. So when you're done eating, it's cooled off enough that you can handle it. I stick it in the sink, water hot as it'll go. I have like a stiff bristle, wouldn't have a brush. And here comes the controversial part. Squirt soap. Now everybody freaks out because they've always heard, can't use soap, don't use soap. Well, the reasoning behind that is old soap was made out of lye. So lye soap will strip one. The lye really won't do much for rust, and the same way with the vinegar. It'll take care of rust, but it really won't do much for carbon. So your electrolysis tank takes care of all those things. Okay, you got the soap, rinse it off, dry it off the towel, then I give it a little squirt with maybe like some EDLO, just wipe it down with a paper towel, just not so it's sticky or anything, but it's just so you're hanging it up or however you store yours, and it'll be good. If you're going to use it next week or if you're going to use it next year, it'll still be fine.
That I switched over to these birds called Freedom Rangers from Freedom Ranger Hatchery, and they are Mennonites. They're out of Pennsylvania, and I really like the bird. It's a kind of an orange brownish bird that is more like a heritage breed. It'll forage. It doesn't come running at you like some of these guys do, wanting to eat all the time. So you guys kind of decide what you like, but here's a little note. I know a lot of people will get these Cornish crosses, and they will feed them all the time because they'll eat like 24 hours a day. All they do is eat, drink, and poop. So if you don't do it, you need to control their feeding. Make sure you feed them in the morning or make sure you feed them in the afternoon, and that is it. You have to take their food away because they'll eat everything you got. I mean, they'll eat you know, what a chicken costs at the store and what you pay for a bag of feed, if you're not making your feed, you'll go broke. It's not even worth it. So just make sure you're controlling your food. They will grow 7-8 weeks or so. You can process them 3-4 pounds. It depends. If you want them more, you can let them go more.
Why I like going off grid. So let's just say you're a new homesteader and you don't have land yet, or you do have land, you're going to be moving there at some point, and you're deciding whether or not maybe you can build a system like this. I would recommend how we did this. This is something we did right, is to just go off grid. Burn the boats, you know, right? Burn the boats. You're familiar with that phrase. Burn the boats, because once you go on grid and then try to go back off grid, it's harder to do. So if you start off grid, number one, you're going to be used to it, and then you can build a system for. You've watched my other talks. I talk about survival mode. In that first 1 to 3 years, you're kind of in survival mode. You're building infrastructure. You're laying a foundation for your homestead. You're getting all the things done that need to be done first. It's the same with power. You can build a system that's small enough to get by with where you're at. And then as time and money allows, because none of us are probably independently wealthy, money will come in and then you can expand. You can build onto these systems. You can add more batteries, you know, same type batteries, you know, maybe you built a new bank, you upgrade your batteries. We started off with 6-volt golf cart batteries, right? I don't have 6-volt golf cart batteries today, but I started there because that's what I could afford from Sam's Club.
Talk a little bit about the different kinds of cast iron. So if we go way back, like 1800s, they would have what they would call spider. Spider is talking about these legs on the bottom, because they didn't have the cast iron cook stoves yet. They were still cooking like in the fireplaces, and they would have the coals. So they would want this to kind of keep it up out of the coals.
So this is the Cornish cross. She's very, very meaty. I can feel that she'll make some good meat. And basically what I'm going to do, where do I want to go? You might want to back up. All right, so broom handle, little stick, works fine. I'm going to hold her by her feet, and I'm going to put her head down. It's going to go quick, so be ready. Okay, just go like this. Are you guys ready? Because it's going to happen quick. Say yes. Yes. Oh, wow. See what I mean?
And the all-in-one boxes are going to do everything for you. It's going to connect your solar panels, it's going to connect your inverters, it's going to connect your generator, your backup generator. It's going to connect all your batteries into that one box and do everything for you. Okay, so when you turn that generator on, your batteries get too low that day because there hasn't been any sunshine for 4 days. You go out there and you turn the generator on, it automatically senses that new AC power coming in from the generator and puts it to the batteries without you telling it to. That did not happen 10 years ago. It was not possible. So it's absolutely fantastic if you're looking for off-grid reliability and sustainability. Cycle it. So my battery systems, the guy who put those together came over about a year ago and said, Zach, you're not using your batteries enough. You've had these batteries for 2 years. There's 365 days in a year, and it's only got, out of 2 years, like 200 cycles. You're not using them enough. You need more things, you need more energy things in your home. So he convinced me to get a number of different appliances that I'm going to be installing in my house. Yeah, I did that video. Anybody watch me on Patreon, the yogurt stuff I did? Yeah? I'm going to buy a yogurt maker. He's like, Zach, buy a yogurt maker. I went through all this process to try to figure out a way to make yogurt successfully, by the way, without, you know, a heating element, you know, or using my wood stove. And now he's like, Zach, just buy the stupid yogurt maker. Yes,
Did he tell you to get a freeze dryer?
no, I'm not doing it. Never gonna happen. I'm not doing it. No. I'm not, even if those were, you'll have to watch my video on all the reasons I won't buy a